So we're just going to do a little bit of work now on the Sammartini G major sonata. We can fix straight away. And that's, I like that you're playing it so lightly. I think the style is right, that's very good. But you should make sure that that doesn't mean that you're just playing over the fingerboard without any conviction in your sound. So at the moment, it sounds like that. If it's just down here and slightly more compact in the bow, I can get the same sound. So actually this is something we need to think about. Obviously, you play with a baroque bow sometimes, and you've played a baroque cello. Have you ever had a go? No. So, I've never played a baroque cello properly either. My idea of playing with a modern instrument, this was made in 1720, but it's set up as a modern instrument, and a modern bow, is that we should be able to create the sound world of the baroque with our technique, but it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't always use the same techniques as we would use. So yes, with a baroque bow on gut strings, you would, but with metal strings and a heavy bow, that sound just sounds unconvincing. So I use slightly less bow and I play slightly nearer the bridge. But to me, maybe I'm wrong. It's just one way. But I think everything should be convincing. Everything we play should be convincing. And so I think at the moment you're trying to incorporate too much of what might be seen as a baroque technique into playing with metal strings where it doesn't work, and the cello just doesn't speak, and so as a result the cello sounds weak, and it should never sound weak. I mean, we have this fantastic sort of instrument which is very, very resonant, and as soon as we start losing the resonance, then we start losing the audience as well. So just once more from the beginning, I just want you to concentrate. So I don't want it to become solid and heavy, It should never be that. I want you to keep that feeling, but I want you to be making the best sound you can make, so that in a hall it reaches right back. I always imagine practicing with a very, very high ceiling and imagine the sound going right up and right out. At the moment your sound is great for a room like this, but put you in the Laura so-called hall, and it'll sound like you're in a practice room. So just once more from the beginning, and I just want you to think about making sure that you're playing with a proper cello technique. So that's a danger point. So obviously when you go up here and play the same thing, the length of the string that you have to vibrate is now between here and here. Here, open string, you've got the whole string vibrating. If your bow doesn't move down to the bridge when you move your hand up here, you lose nearly all your sound. So that's easy. If you play, that's the sound that I'm getting at the moment. So you need to make the conscious decision that when you come down here, you come down with your bow as well. Just play me from... Much better. Can you now play it like you mean it on the D string? Again, if I was in a hall, I think it would just sound like you'd lost your nerve a little bit. So can you just play just from there? And I just want still the same commitment. Now try moving a little bit nearer the hand. There, that's it. So do you think just by we're being fussy with our ears, we need to find which sound working? That sound wasn't working. That wasn't working. Then you decide, right, what can I do to change it? I've got a bit more control here. Again, on a baroque bow, I'm not sure, but maybe you wouldn't do that. Yeah. But on this bow, to get that sound, that's what we need to do. So good, just once more from there. idea of not confusing lightness in the sound with wimpiness in the sound. So you are very, very good at playing lightly and beautifully, but sometimes I feel that it just sounds like you're losing your techniques, like you're losing the resonance. The resonance of the cello should always, I want to hear the back of the instrument. So if I don't hold my strings, if you just knock the back of your cello, so you see how everything is connected. You bang the back, the whole thing starts vibrating. So when we play on the front, the same thing, the back needs to vibrate. And if you play up here with that sort of bow, your knob, that should, you hear the cello ringing with it. Even in piano, it should ring. So I want that ringing sound the whole time. Good, just carry on from the next bit. I really need that sound. Okay, and I don't want this that sounds wimpy because it's the inner bow and it's a down bow. I'm not interested as the audience, so it's just difficult to play. It needs to still be musically, it still needs to carry on. I'm hearing three, and it gets a bit boring. It needs to have some sort of direction, even if it's or something. It doesn't need to be a huge crescendo. Again, it's the same direction that we were talking about in the bar suite. Just from there. There's no direction. Even if it's lots of furniture noise, with lots of scratching or whatever, at the moment it sounds too clinical. And it doesn't need to be absolutely straight. This is show-off music. It's to show how fancy you are and how fancy your technique is. So then show me this F sharp. However the music goes. So just from there, yeah. So just make sure your intonation in that bit is really clean. Make sure there's still a legato there. Whatever fingering you're doing. But when it's you can show the harmonies a lot more. And I think you're being quite conservative at the moment. This is showing off. That's all this section is. It's accompaniment, but actually it's accompaniment saying, look how fantastic I am, and look how fantastic I can play. So the harpsichord is doing something, and they've got the tune. But actually, this is far more interesting. Can you just play from there, and can you really, almost treat it like a sort of four-track, big moment. So keep the same. Exactly from there. Actually, go from the beginning. Yeah. But your sound up there, I'm not going to.